So it was hectic. I was knackered for that period. But looking back at how everything played out, I would say it was worth
It all just kind of happened.
Well, I'll say that the just completed six games was more than a sporting event for me. I say this because I like to say that in CIS, we're a very excellent community, and whatever it is that we want to do as far as CIS is concerned, it needs to be the best. Also, the fact that when I became the president and during my manifesto, I promised people that they're going to have the best experience ever. And this wasn't just limited to just academic or welfare experience. One of my biggest deliverables was also ensuring that our sporting event was the best so far. So, much more than a sporting event, it was an avenue for me to show my people that I really do care about them. And with all of the things, the new things that we did in our HOD Games, you will see that we actually were very intentional about our planning. It wasn't just a one-day event. I mean, we spent 2 weeks doing this particular HOD Games, and you can tell that quite a number of planning went into it, quite a number of intentionality went into it. And beyond that, I just wanted to show my people that I care about them, I care about their mental health, and sporting events is one of the best ways to actually boost mental health and inclusivity in any community. So yeah, that's what it is.
So just from the creative side, when I was brought on board to be amongst the backend planners, what I had in my head was this has to be like the branding and the market and the creativity of how the message is being passed had to be crazy, had to be something that has not been seen before. From the graphics to the messaging to the theme, it has to be something that is just brilliant, and that's what C stands for, brilliant. So when I was, coming up with the creative direction, that was what I had in mind. I just wanted something that I want flyers to go out and people will be like, who did that? Who wrote those copies? Who designed that? So yeah.
But for these games, the team, I specifically chose the team. The idea for me was clear, stronger together. So I wanted us to work together as a unit, have the identity that we are CIS, let people carry the identity and be proud of it. And I know, because it's quite evident that we were able to achieve that. The plan was to have more inclusivity, have female participation, which was the reason behind the house games, which is like new. The house games is new for the HOD Games. It's whereby we play casual games and all that, and we divided the department into 4 using bet months.
There were a lot of challenges, really big challenges. First and foremost, we had the HOD Games in second semester, which is the first time it happened, and it doesn't always happen. Departmental games always happen first semester, and due to the fact that our first semester it was virtual, we couldn't have our HOD Games then. So it was a big challenge and we wanted to make it grand, we wanted to make it the best. I mean, excellent. So one of the biggest challenges we faced was having to plan it for second semester. 1, the timing. 2, the funds. I mean, my sports secretary and I literally we got lost in Lagos trying to look for sponsors, getting to their offices, late night meetings. I mean, I get scared whenever I see Emmanuel Awolowo's message. I'm like, God, what is it again, this boy? So there were a lot of challenges, but I always like to say that the challenges keeps us going. That's what we signed up for, and great challenges, and on the final day, I was happy that we were able to pull this over. So we faced quite a number of challenges. We faced finances, having to use main sports center in second semester. I mean, UNILAG students to be able to relate to that. We also faced approval from the department. Oh my God. So this is funny because people don't know what goes on behind the scenes. You just see what is on the outside. You don't really know what is going on behind the scenes. You don't know what we do behind the scenes. So having to get approval for 2 weeks to do departmental games in second semester in a department like C's, it was crazy.
While we were organizing everything, I had to find a way to work with about 3 different departments, 2 departments and 1 faculty at the venue, because with the way this second semester is, things are congested and everybody's trying to do their event together at the same time. So that alone was training. I remember I've been up around 6. I came with the DJ and the sound instrument. We were there by 8 o'clock. We started setting up and all that. I had to ensure the other departments started. And it's funny that even for some other departments, I was still playing integral roles for them, whereby their guys will come and meet me like, oh, Fame, how far I want to do this. I'm like, go and meet your sports tech. But they're like, no, do it. So I was already drained even before we started our own games. So when we started, I tried to put things in order. And I remember one particular incident. My team needed water, and I called on one of the team, and I'm like, who would help me get water? And everybody was like, nah, I want to watch the match. And like I say, me, I do things myself. So people that work with me, they know that if they don't do it, I'll do it. Immediately, I went to get the water myself, and I came. The next thing, they were like, Fame, we need you on the pitch. Where are you? And I'm like, guys, you guys said you needed water. I came to ask somebody to get it. You did not respond. I went to get it, and look at you still telling me that you needed me. But then I kitted up, and I was ready to be active for the team. I was tired, but I was just pushing myself like one last dance. That was what I was telling my body, that after all of this, I'll rest. And then I played, and I was happy that it all paid off. I scored the winning goal, the final goal of the tournament that gave us the trophy. So it was hectic. I was knackered for that period. But looking back at how everything played out, I would say it was worth it. And I'm glad it happened the way it did.
As the HOD Games was about to start, that's when I felt sick, and I remember I was supposed to organize like 2 tournaments, football and FIFA. It just came at the wrong time for me. I remember Fim calling me that morning, and I was like, I can't do it. And he was shocked. We were trying to like come up with solutions, and no, in that night. And I just came like that. I used the last 10 to me. I came and we did the football and stuff. But football as a participant, I couldn't really participate the first 2 games because I was sick, as I said. So, but when I came in, they felt it as the key. They felt it. So it was just somehow for me because I was sick and stuff. But when I recovered, I still played the final, and immediately I played the final again, I still enjoyed the game at the first minute.
I think here there are quite a number of challenges, but the first one was time. There was no time. There was a lot of things to do and short time. So yeah, time was the biggest challenge. And then the second challenge would be not enough creatives. At the end of the day, I think it still boils down to not having enough time, because there is so much ideas that were coming in, so much design, so much creativity, but the time and then the creatives to bring them to life were a big challenge. So yeah, but even with the limited time, we were still able to do something. Now imagine if there was like enough time and then there were like good number of creatives that could bring things out as fast as they wanted. Yeah, those are the challenges so far.
most concluded SEAS games was, for me, which is the word, the best witness if I stay in school. And coming from a financial student, I've been in this school for a long time. Like year 2, year 3, year 4. This one, the energy, the turnout of people, the participation was crazy. It was on a whole different level. It was just so amazing. Seeing the year 3, seeing the year 2, even we in year 5, our involvement was more than what I expected myself. It was just so amazing. I can tell you that this tops what I witnessed in year 4, tops what I witnessed in year 3, tops what I witnessed in year 2. This has been my best.
Games were actually fun.
Really fun.
Like, yeah, it was actually very, very fun. The games were like all about year 2 and year 3, right? Like, because we're just winning everything. It wasn't even easy, but as expected, year 2 won the gold medal for basketball. It wasn't easy, Sha.
It was easy, don't let him lie to you.
Yes, it was actually too easy. I think we nearly even fought safe. Like, whenever I was like, oh my balls! I'm like, what was that?
Well, I'm just kidding, it was good. Everybody came out to play, good officiating. SEAS turned up.
Yes.
I consider the games were well organized. Team did a very good job, and everyone that participated, everyone that organized was so spreading.
First and foremost, I feel like my year 1, they should fear us next year first and foremost. Then secondly, we're not informed about many of the games. That's why we're last. We only had like 5 medals, we participated like 6 first. That's one. So they are not vanching us because we don't have medals. Or we know we lock up. Next year we come back better. And then some Agbayas in year 2 beat us 7-0 in the first match. They cannot even pity us and say that they are our senior brothers because our goalkeeper he'll get better. They cannot score 7. Since then, we have not heard words. Everybody has been talking about 7-0. But aside that, and then in FIFA, I'm coming back next year. If I don't win FIFA, I'm going to Mascom. In this video, if I don't win the FIFA next year, I'm going to Mascom.
And I worked with women as the outset. So the point there was to make sure women participated more. And I think inclusivity, excellence, fun, and then the perfect or the needed competitive spirit was all I was looking out for, which was what bets the team stronger together, and I believe we were able to achieve that. So I'm satisfied with how it played out.
Okay, so one thing I loved most about this game was like the banter. And so that banter, basically everybody from all the levels, year 1, year 2, year 5 joined, and we all bantering ourselves. And then from secondary school, you feel like SS2 don't talk anyhow to SS3s, but the love was so crazy. I was bantering the president, for God's sake, it was crazy. So everything was just so loving. It's like the SEAS is like a community, because the way we now came for ULS, it was too mad. We turned the sports center to Anfield with our trumpets, with our bands and everything. It was crazy.
The cohesiveness that it brought to my department, I saw people looking out for each other. On the final day, I was close to tears, honestly, because Sports Center was packed to the brim, and it was just one department.
So it's really cool in general because there you get to see other people from other levels. You get to like bond. I met new people, new faces, and then the games were interesting. It was competitive. People put in their all, and when people put in their all, it's more interesting. So yeah, it was interesting in general.
I want to say that the entire mantra for this administration was to restructure SEAS and to leave a legacy. Let's change the entire dynamics of leadership. When people want to become executives in SEAS, they need to think about it properly. That was the entire point of this administration. We don't want an administration, we don't want an executive body that feels like it's their birthright to be there. Now, people have seen what it is to have a proper leader. People have seen what it is to have somebody that cares about them, right? So it's very important that we keep this, and that was like the biggest thing that I wanted to achieve in this administration, and I'm so grateful to God that my team and I were able to achieve this. There is a legacy, and the legacy is excellence.
Well, for the next set of guys that will be working on the next SEAS games, um, what I can tell them is that it has to go up from here. We can't go below par. We can't go below this. This was awesome, but the next has to be better. And that is why we are seized. It's not impossible. It's not going to be difficult to do. I believe it's something that it's highly achievable. I'm looking forward to it. I have an idea that whoever it should be, I'll most likely be on ground to work with the person. So with or without position, I'm always active to to help as long as it concerns the SIS games.
SIS Games is a closed circuit. Yeah. I say that because when the circuit is closed, current flows. And when current flows, there's power. And when there's power, everything becomes excellent. Yeah. So in one word, SIS departmental games is a closed circuit.
Carried along. I took carry them along. Every information was shared to everything. They were not that good. That's just the problem. Now skill issue.
Could have done it better than him.
Yes.
What is he doing in the first place?